Well, criminals do as criminals are as criminals do. Try to tell people. Someone can say, I'm a reformed man. I was in a bad place. I'm clean for the first time in my life. I was at a low place. I'm a man of God. But the truth shall set you free. Not untold y'all. Once a criminal like that, once a get over like that, once a narcissist, a psychopathic narcissist, in my opinion, like that, always. Y'all get in here. You know what to do. Shout out to your girl, the headmaster herself, K Lig. Come on in here, Nerd Herd family. Let's talk about it. Because Mr. Can't Get Right done got caught already. All these people harassing me. Oh, he's going to get out early on good behavior. Which good behavior? The good behavior he ain't exhibited for 56 years? Come on with it. Well, let's do what we do. Let's do our housekeeping. Come in, take off your shoes by the door, grab a pair of fuzzy socks out of the basket, put your feet up, stay a while. Let's talk about how this criminal minded, you've been blinded, looking for a guy like me, you can't find it, has been caught yet again. Let me do roll call. I know I've been off the scene, guys. I have just been doing me, like really just doing me. Can you guys hear me? Put a one in the chat if you guys can hear me with no problems. Because you know this technology be doing what it want to do. And I don't know what's going on with the camera. I got the little 1985 soap opera Vaseline lens going on. I don't know. How do I look? You like the Vaseline lens, guys? I miss y'all so much. Hey, that's right, baby. What up, Shamika? Shout out wherever y'all from. Everybody shout out where you coming from. And let's give some love to the headmaster K-Leg. When I tell you she be taking care of y'all, making sure everything is on the money and that I am thinking about the family. And I'm always thinking about you guys, but you know how it is. Sometimes I gotta just, I gotta put your girl first. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Share this video with a friend or 2 or 10. Let's talk about this. Because I had a lot of what has kept me quiet over the time has had a lot to do with the feedback. Now, I've gotten tremendous positive feedback from you guys. I love you guys. You know how I feel about you guys. We rock with each other. We are family. I got all my nerd herd with me. However, there is a massive subsection, cross-section of society who feels like it is their job to come and read me from cover to cover. To come let me have it. They think they know this man that they've seen on TV, heard his music, saw his videos. They think they know him so well. They think they know him better than anything that you make a field of study, anything that resonates with your life and that you have focused on, and whether directly or indirectly, anything that has had a significant impact on your life, you will have a level of expertise about that thing that other people won't necessarily have. It's like seeing something in passing as opposed to somebody focusing and interacting with that, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Because trust me, my focus was never intentional. My focus was survival oriented, and it was because they wouldn't leave me alone. So I know this criminal ninja ain't never going to do what's right. He gets over too much. Now let's just get the obvious out of the way. Of all the prisons in all the contiguous 50 states, in all of the land in these yet to be United States of America, he finds himself in Fort Dix. Fort Dix, the jokes write themselves. But I digress. I'm a woman of God. I won't fixate on those things. But baby, when I say he landed where he's supposed to be, I digress. Let's get back to the topic at hand. I want to do a little roll call for the family that came here with us. Shout out to Laura. Guys, let me get my readers. I want to be able to shout everybody out because It's looking a little. Y'all hear your boy back there? Kobayashi came to say hi to the folks. Who's trying to call while I'm live? Yo, give me a minute. Somebody always trying to call while I'm live. I should have known one of the haters that always tries to interrupt my flow. As soon as they see me get on live, they call. But that's just to let me know that they clocking. You see? We're going to put them on the good old silent. Y'all favorite dog, the dopest dog, is back there saying he got main character syndrome and he wants to make his presence felt. Shout out to Lauren Love. I am so far behind the chat. Shout out to Margie. What up, girl, Margie? Of course, the headmaster herself, Kay Lig. Shout out to Shamika. Shout out to my niecey Poo Mocha B. Shout out to Betty Lester. For Sean. Hey, for Sean, what up, love? Cherie, hey, boo. Regina, oh my goodness. Long time, boo, the Black Barbie. Shout out to everybody in the chat, as well as those in the nosebleeds. Shout out to the haters. Let your haters be your motivators. Shout out to everybody. So this man has found himself incarcerated in the prison system that was created for the purposes of punitive action against those who break the laws of the land and corrective and rehabilitative actions from the prison industrial complex that has decided to take possession. Shout out, Nicole. Take possession of these bodies of these individuals who have broken the laws or people that have been railroaded, however you find your way inside of the prison industrial complex. How are you in the prison that you're assigned to for 7 days and you've already broken the law twice? Now, anything that is on a list of contraband constitutes the commission of a new crime. This man done drank toilet water liquor, hooch, prison hooch, made with some assortment of Fanta and sugar and fermented old vegetables and fruits that they get from the prison canteen, and toilet water. You heard it. Good old city gin. Good old H2 Funky O. And you sit it in a cup, you let it ferment for about 2 to 3 weeks, the bacteria, as if the organic material from the fruit is not enough, but the bacteria too. Let that bacteria ferment and let it coagulate and such. And then that is the alcohol. That was his birthday drink because, he got to do it up big for his birthday. Why not have a little toilet water stew for your birthday? But it's against the law. It's against the rules of the prison. And any contraband is an additional breaking of the law for which people get additional monetary measures, additional punitive measures, whether they be a loss of privileges, time in the hole, solitary confinement, an additional criminal charge, whatever mode it presents itself as. You add that to, or additional time on your sentence, or restriction from approved programs that would minimize your sentence. So when I said on that day where the sentence was handed down that he's not getting out on good behavior, I got so many DMs and messages and texts and all measure of rah-rah. I got people on their channels talking mess and people in other people's channels commenting on me and, adding me, and I'm getting this list of ats and everybody got something to say. But guess what? You know me, guys, woman of God. I don't like to be, I told you so, but I told you so. Put some respect on my name. Because I'm 30 for 30, 30 for 30, I'm 30 for 30. Everything I say in regards to this devil comes to pass. I don't have to be right about everything because I'm not one of those people that can be right about everything. But about this thing, I know. This person who took a gun and intentionally shot me in my face, whether I was an innocent bystander or not, nobody could tell me I was an innocent bystander because guess what? If you were shooting, I said innocent bystander for many years, but if you were shooting at a group of men that you so-called had beef in the club, and I was across the room from them, why did you hit me smack dab center mass in my face? Why? Why? Because Shine shot, over in that area where he was shooting at, that group of people. But you shot me in my face. So where's the whole okay corral of people who did the whole, oh, I don't believe that. Oh, what's she going on for? It was an accident. That man is a good man. That's a good black man. Where? He has been inside of the Fort Dix prison system for 7 days. You are caught drinking toilet water hooch, and now you are caught having your attorney slide you a bag of cash, small denominations. Again, in prison, in jail, cash is contraband. It is contraband because it is a tool which then becomes a method of exacting revenge, other criminal behavior, for the proliferation of other rugs and other forbidden items within the prison industrial complex. It's not like out here, hey, somebody, can you spare $1? And they spare you $1. And then you go get you a cup of noodles because you're standing on the sidewalk and you're hungry and your stamps ain't came. It's not that. It is, you see that guy over there? Go take him out. Here, hold this cash that they can then put in a letter somehow and send to their family members or use throughout the system. But everybody wanted to school me on how he was such a good man. What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. And yet I still said what I said, and I'm correct. Because you know me, I always tell people, receipts and correct change, baby. I bring receipts and correct change. Behavior, especially consistent with somebody who gets over all the time and manipulates the world and gets his way. You don't just walk away from that. I told y'all the day of the sentencing, somebody was a strange guy and a girl, or man and woman, whatever, male and female, were flying a drone in front of my house. Flying a drone in front of my house. I had a dead bird on my porch 2 days before the sentencing. I had another dead bird a few days after the sentencing. How? All these dead birds at my front door. How? And yet people thought I'm trying to make it about me. No, I was trying to school y'all on who you were dealing with, but you don't hear me though. But y'all pick and choose. Let me take it back to the original TikTok. But y'all pick and choose who y'all want to listen to. I said what I said. People was going. I mean, all the big who's who of YouTube, mafia. Oh, she's what they call me? Obsessed. And I want to make it about me. Well, your boy ain't left. He's serving prison time. You would think he would be off the radar, somewhere reading a book. Where's that prison class he was running? Teaching people how to level and get their money up. What happened to that class? You have time to drink hooch. You have time to get a bag of cash. And his attorney should be sanctioned. His attorney should lose his law license because he's facilitating a crime in the prison system, and he is an officer of the court. He is in violation of his fiduciary obligation as an officer of the court. He should be losing his license. If nothing else, sanctioned, heavily sanctioned. Thank you, my love. Yes, I am. He is absolutely, what up, Justice Networks? He is absolutely a narcissist. He is absolutely, and see, he never ever failed me. A lot of people out here was failed. A lot of people out here was conned and believed the okey doke. Ooh, absolutely. And the Black Barbie said, what about the two men in two different vehicles being on my street? Exactly. That too. And see, those are all the tactics he used, like I told y'all, over these 25 years. Intimidation tactics. Because people like that don't like to be called out. Especially when you be on the money. It's one thing if I was saying stuff and it was just like, they would disregard me. They'd be like, how come ain't nobody, I've been here over a decade. Ain't nobody ever came and flew a drone here. And ain't nobody been here flying a drone since. Now ask yourself how. Ain't no dead birds ended up on my porch prior to this. And ain't no dead birds ended up on my porch since. What are the odds? With odds like that, I could win that $900 million Powerball or Mega Millions or whichever one it is. But instead of people showing solidarity and being like, yo, you know what? She's saying something. Let's take that into account. Because what is my what's the redemptive measure of me just saying things that are not true? For what? So where's all these YouTube scholars that were giving us the breakdown on how little time he was going to spend because good behavior? How? What good behavior? This man ain't showed good behavior in 56 years. He literally named his company Bad Boy. He named his albums and his group Dirty Money. And y'all think all of a sudden he gonna be man of God? No. And this is not just relative to him. Who in your life keeps fronting like they so good and trying to make someone else look like they're so bad? What up, Auntie Leah? Shout out to Auntie Leah. Hey, Martha. Who in your life, in your environment, in your job, in your family, in your tribe, in your community is putting on, acting like, what up, Lisa? Like they're so great and dandy and trying to highlight somebody else. Like, that person over there, that one's no good. Me, I'm great. Who's doing that in your life that you're letting slide, that you're overlooking? Because these people do not exist in a bubble. They are everywhere. So it's not just, I might be hyper, focused on this scenario because, first of all, not even hyper focused. It's all over social media. I've been, thank you, Justice Networks, a habitual line stepper. Shout out to Dave Chappelle and Justice Networks. Because, baby, that is a habitual line stepper. 7 days and you already doing the most? You already got 2 strikes. And on the first strike, they said, he got a strike. We are on his neck. He better not do anything else or he is in trouble. Here we go, second strike. What he gonna do? That's like, your mom, the mama that be like, I'm telling you, one more time, you do it again. You gonna see. I'm all that big woofing and talking. And what does it amount to? Absolutely, unequivocally, nothing. Show us better than you can tell us. Sanction that man. Put him in the hole. Put him in solitary confinement. By the time he come out of there, he should be looking like Wolfie boy. Put him in solitary. Let him have to contend with him, himself, and him, and all them other personalities that exist in that brain. Because ain't no part of that a typically functioning normal human. No part. He is about getting over, and the same level of get over he's doing in the prison system is the same level of get over he did in the world, is the same level of get over he did in my trial, is the same level of get over he did while waiting to go to trial for shooting me, same level of get over he did while buying the jury in the first trial and the second trial, same level of get over he did by paying off everybody, same level of get over narcissism, habitual line stepping, same level. But see, y'all don't realize something is a thing or somebody is a quote unquote thing until it lands on your doorstep. Why do you need it to land on your doorstep? Because when his mode of craziness lands on your doorstep, it leaves a bullet in your face. Or it leaves you slutted out all over the country. It leaves you infected. It leaves you all kinds of stuff. Why do you need it to get to that point? The world could have been at least devoid of one entitled narcissist had anyone listened to me. It pisses me off. I'm going to be very angry. I'm being very honest. This is a rant. This is a rant because I told y'all how he get down. I told y'all that he'll stop at nothing to have his way. And the type of things he will do is make everyone else look crazy while he's having his way. What do innocent victims of his madness, what did they do to deserve that? Flame Warrior Golden said, demons and maggots eat you for all eternity in hell. We all gonna repent of sin and accept the gift of Jesus gave us before it's too late. He's the only way to heaven. John 14:6, John 14:15, and John 3:16. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, so whosoever shall believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. You know, you guys have not seen me. Flame Warrior Golden is definitely dropping the verses, dropping the word. God is not playing with him at all. And let me tell you something. Everybody should take this as a mode of self-reflection, a moment to self-reflect, self-actualize who you are. Are you actually living up to what you say you are, or are you just playing, as we say in the West Indies, a poppy show? Because, baby, yes, the Black Barbie, everything I have said has come to the surface. Because I told y'all, I've been telling people, but nobody wanted to listen to me. I'm some, as they called me on other channels, whether it be, and here's the deal. I don't care what people think about me. I always tell y'all, what you think about me is your business. What I think about me and what God thinks about me, that's my business. I'm not here for, I don't live or perish for what someone thinks about me. Would it be nice for people to think I'm great? Why not? Absolutely. What's wrong with that? Are some people going to never think I'm great and curse the steps I take on this earth? Absolutely. Who cares? That and $1.50 will get me something out the Dollar Tree, or $1.25, however much they charge now. That's not my concern. I leave those things up to people and God. You're going to reconcile yourself with God. But I always tell people, be mindful when you are entertaining angels. You don't know who you're entertaining. Y'all should see Kobayashi standing up right here trying to get on camera. First of all, he has gotten so big. Kobe has gotten so, what's the matter, Kobe? What you looking for? Why are you so restless? You want to see the people? Come say hi. Say hi, everybody. He wants y'all to say hi to him. Say hi, everybody. Okay. Get down. Say hi. Okay, you said hi. You said hi. I knew you were going to do that. Go. He just wanted to say, hi, everybody. I'm here with my mommy. He's such a good boy. I promise you. I thank God and heaven for him. He's an amazing dog. But let us remember, who you say you are is usually betrayed by who you actually are, who you present as. Be about the presentation and not just the word. As we used to say in New York, don't just talk about it, be about it. Be about it. There's a lot going on in this world, a whole lot of craziness going on in this world, and people are being called to task. Sir, could you step aside and let me do what I'm doing? What you looking for? You're just looking for something to mess with. You want to be a brat, right? There's a lot of people who are being called out. We are in a season of the big revelation. We are in a time of a reset. Be about your Father's business. You see what's going on right now with the lady who did the social experiment, calling churches and telling them that she had a starving 2-month-old baby And could they donate one container of formula so that she could feed her baby because she ran out of formula a day ago? You see how these churches have been carrying on? Hanging up in her face. Even the good old Charlie Kirk's church, baby. Cacao slamming down on her. Telling her she can't get a one container of baby formula for a starving 2-month-old unless she was a member. Mind you, now they're getting called out because this woman didn't just call the churches. She highlighted the church on the screen. She showed all their information, all their contact information, and then she played the audio. She also played audio of a baby, recorded baby crying in the background to give authenticity to her social experiment. People are not angry that they were willing to let a baby starve. They are angry that they're being called out. They are angry that their hypocrisy is being highlighted. But you want to know what the deeper thing is? It's like that old saying where you hear old people say, this is going to open up another can of worms. Yeah, because guess what? While churches don't have to pay taxes, they do still have to do financial declarations. There is any 501c3, there is still something you file. IRS 940, if I'm not mistaken, Form 940. There is still a declaration that you file. You might not pay taxes, but you have to declare how you facilitated all of this money that you've received tax-free. And guess what? It's going to open up a can of worms. Because now in your filings, when you've laid out all these benevolent programs you've done and all these giveaways you've done to justify your having this tax exempt status and being designated as a church or house of worship that gives you the protections and provides you respite from taxes. How can you justify all those claims on your filings if you won't even issue a $30 can of formula? Doesn't line up. It's going to make the IRS say, let me look deeper. Now, what up, Lisa? Hey, boo. Now, people are literally doxing these churches and looking at all of their filings. One lady was able to pull up this one church that decided to double down, come back on the screen with all of this rhetoric about, talking stuff. Kobe, behave yourself. All of this rhetoric trying to deflect from the fact that they are savages. And guess what? The lady said, let me go look at what this church's holdings are and their valuations are. The church's holdings, they purchased the land back in 1990. And it's 64 point something acres of land. And the valuation was originally like $115,000 or $151,000. Now it's 2.14 million. Anytime a church has to do, you know how they always make a joke and say the church been raising funds for the building fund forever? Well, every time that they do a building fund, they have to put a permit request in for the repairs and the changes. That's one of the things they're required to do. And Marvin Winans' church is empty. I don't doubt it, because he been getting on with some shenanigans, and justifiably so. People, listen, it's why people are church hurt, because of all the fraudulence, and here I come on, I'm not saying, oh, I'm a church, I'm a ministry. I come up and I speak on God's word. I always say I'm about my Father's business. I speak, sir, hold on, y'all. Let me get on Kobe for a second. Y'all, Dopest dog is over here showing out, like literally showing out. I told y'all he be getting into stuff because he wants attention. He never wants my attention diverted from him. But it's the hypocrisy. It's like, Kobe, what? Yo, he is jumping up on my desk and literally taking things in his mouth, snatching it and pulling it off the desk. And then when I scream his name, he runs away. I'm not going to tell you again, Kobe. Stop it. The Bible says, the church is in you. I'm not saying that you should not go to churches. It also says go amongst Christians and fellowship. And a lot of people, this has been in the history, especially in the history of the Black church, which is I can speak on because I've been a member of it all my life, all my days, honey. It is a place where we had a reset, where we gathered to coalesce, to fellowship, to hear the good word, to share a good meal, where it didn't matter what your socioeconomic status was. We were all equalized in the body of Christ, in the house of the Lord. And that is where people came to interact and all of that. It's okay. Yeah, Kobe is definitely going to get the timeout chair, Margie. But it's okay to have that, because sometimes it's a reset that some people need. Some people need to go to the house of the Lord and they get ready to deal with the week again until the next weekend comes around. And you get an almighty word. There's nothing wrong with that. What is wrong with absolute power corrupts absolutely. A lot of times people come in with pure intentions, and then the access to power, it's like I always say, the pedagogy of the oppressed. The oppressed, minus or absent a moral plateau, will become even greater oppressors given access to power. And that is sad. It's what I say about social media all the time. Social media is a social experience to highlight. It is a mirror. Social media is a mirror to reflect back to people who they are. When you come online and you are just absolutely, Yahuwah is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. Okay, all three. Omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. All three. Everything, everywhere, and always, at all times. What are you over there doing? You're going to get in trouble. A lot of people. What are you breaking up over there? Anywho, a lot of people don't understand that what we are navigating is a test, and people are failing the test in real time. Real time. People are saying one thing. See, you could call yourself whatever you want. You could present yourself as whatever you want. Your actions speak louder than your words. This man did a whole diatribe about how for the first time in 25 years, and he, suffice it to say, he didn't say 22 years. He didn't say, he said 25 years, so that he could encompass the time in which he shot me in my face into that time. So he was building a protection of him. A lot of people miss a lot of things. He was building a protection for himself to be able to say everything done within the last 25 years, he was hot. He did stuff outside of the 25 years, but he made sure to encapsulate. Y'all hear Kobe back there? Yo, you really cutting up, boy. Come here, Kobe. Come over here. Sit. And stay down. Lay down. Lay down. Don't get up. I'm getting tidy. We live. We live. Yeah. Yes, we are talking about Nikali. Yeah. Calling over the 40 church. Yes. Yes. And guess what? The original churches that said they would help her were Black churches and a mosque and a Buddhist temple. And then a few others started saying. But of all of the majority of the churches she called were evangelical Christian churches. And she called Charlie Kirk's church. They was banging on her. Bing. No, thank you. What does that say about the body of Christ? Y'all up here got a 20, 30-year building fund, making all this money, harvesting all this, because a lot of things in our communities, a lot of things in our world, a lot of things we've been exposed to are energy harvesting. And that's what it is. The gym is energy harvesting. The gym is harvesting your energy. Once you get worked up and you are breathing heavy and you're labored and you're exerting all this breath and air and energy so that you can lift the weight, so that you can do all this stuff, you are releasing your energy. into this building amongst other people releasing their energy. And in this building, with this recycled air, with all these machines, they are harvesting your energy. Not unlike the church. Look, they said Joel Osteen's church says she has to fill out an application. Come on. Come on. Father God said, I am going to go amongst thee and call people out. He said, I'm going to take what is for bad and make it for good. And he's not going to let you play in his children's face. Those who are called according to his word, he ain't going to allow them to be suffered anymore. The time period is up. I believe it's in Deuteronomy that said the sufferation of our people is almost up. Baby, he revealing everybody. Where is the benevolence in the body of Christ? Where? And yet you got the YouTube mafia out here talking, oh, she always over there talking about God. She always over there talking about God. I can't stand. Please. Because guess what? I am who I say I am. And I am who my Father says I am and who he called me to be. I don't got nothing to prove. I am benevolent every single day. I have done so much in the first 20 years of my life that so many people would take a lifetime to catch up to. I literally give to the least of these that we are called to do. That's what we're called to do. And yet people find fault with me because I am willing to call on the name of God. Because if you should be ashamed to call on his name and speak of my Father, my baby, in your time of need, he will say, turn away from me. I do not know you. Some of y'all too proud. Not my nerd herd, not my folks. Some of y'all out there in the world is too proud to call on God because you think you've done it yourself. You think you've accomplished that which you have by yourself. Look around your life. If you see somebody in your life, 1, 2, 10 people, and life is a cakewalk and they never have a problem and nothing ever goes wrong in their life, you know who team they playing for. Because baby, out of the struggle breeds. It teaches you resilience. It teaches you fortitude and all of that. He said, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. That is God telling you ahead of time. Weapons will be formed against you. But if you walk according to my will and my way, you live according to my edict, they will not prosper against you. He's letting you know things will be forecasted and weapons will be formed against you. But he will protect you and not allow them to prosper. It never said things won't happen. But yet there are people we know that nothing ever happens to them bad. You know what team they're playing for. I beg of you, pay attention to the people in your circle. If they ain't got a little sufferation, those pious people out there making fun of the least of these, the people who don't get their SNAP benefits and who lost their job and who is without and kids are in need, people that are ridiculing them, saying slick stuff. Where's all your celebrities? All your high and mighty celebrities that used to wear a chain that cost enough the amount of a car, or a necklace that cost the amount of a house. They got a house on their wrist. Where they at in the time of need where all these folks ain't got their stamps? Where is your friendly neighborhood celebrities at? Even this scallywag, you was willing to pay $50 million to get out of jail, but you can't say, if you really wanted to do something benevolent to rebuild your name, to make the world truly believe that you was somebody decent, you would have said, the Puff Daddy Cares Foundation, Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, P. Diddy, this, that, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, Cares Foundation. You would have had your attorneys or your PR department, whoever, create a foundation and give out food baskets or gift cards to those in need in this season. You could have mitigated that loss against what you spent having to defend yourself on this trial. All those donations, you could have wrote it off so you could break even, get your money back. Tax deduction. But no, because good ain't in you. Good ain't in you. You's a savage. And you can't even come up with a good idea because good ain't in you. It ain't in you. A lot been going on. A lot of things I wanted to talk about. What's going on in Jamaica? What's going on with how, a lot of people that were in Jamaica at the time were ridiculing the people who work in the hotels and worked at the resorts, talking to them nasty, complaining, why y'all ain't got the bar open? Like people whose family is being blown away in a category 5 wants to sit around and serve drinks to a bunch of entitled brats, whether American or wherever, from whatever place in the world, but not Jamaica. There's a lot I've had to talk about, but God told me, peace be still. And I had to be still. Well, he didn't tell me peace be still today. So I took that as a go on and have your say. I want us. Yeah, I came on here to talk about, you said Tyrese, Mona Scott, and Shaggy are helping in Jamaica. That's beautiful. I don't know what Cardi said. I didn't hear. Like I literally, when God tells me peace be still, I stay away from the fray. I don't listen to none of this stuff. Please, somebody fill me in. What did Cardi say? And here's the deal also. I want this social experiment called social media. I also want you to cite your sources. Y'all know how I get down. I had to flip on somebody earlier today. She come like, oh, this, that. I said, oh, really? Lies. She came back, oh, come on. Everybody know that. Everybody know. And they've been saying. I said, cite your sources. Who is everybody? Who is they? Where you get this information? This woman, mad as a mug. And of course, it's in writing so everybody else could see it. People started saying, yeah, where did you get that information? Now she mad. She on a tirade against me. Why? Why are you so mad? Cite your sources. You know this ain't new for me. I've been saying this. You said even the stripper clubs and the bars are giving. Let me tell you how I could top that. A woman who self-identifies as a witch has been giving food out and feeding people, but the church won't. Now, what that tell you? What does it tell you? A woman who self-identifies as a witch has been giving food and clothes and all type of resources to people in need. What did she say? I missed it. Did somebody say what Cardi says? Somebody tell me what Cardi said. She joked about people hunting animals. I don't know what that means. If somebody can give me the quote that she said, I'd like to hear it. And here's why we have to be careful, like I said, in this social media experiment. Not just calling of churches, it's everyday people and everyday interaction. People are always like, oh, where's the wealthy people? Why didn't do something? But you know what? We can do things too in our lives. In your regular life, you could get two $40 gift cards to Aldi and give it to two families you may know. Your kids might go to school with some kid whose parents you know is struggling. You know somebody within your circle that might be struggling. Don't just ask for others to do, you should do as well. In this social media experiment, you see what AI does. Can you truly vet that the thing that was said by her? You know what this world is about. Running outdoors for food. I need to go look it up. I need to hear what. Look, witches will do stuff like that and bind them and put spells on people to harvest energy. Listen, so do quote unquote churches and supposed to be good people. The point is that this woman identifies as a witch and she was willing to help people. And we can't wholesale. We can't with one fell swoop paint everybody with the same brushstroke. What she believes in is what she believes in. Do I believe in it? No. Do I support it? No. But do I support someone who is just being a human outside of any titles that they may carry and saying, I want to be able to help somebody else? Listen, people are out here binding people with little or nothing every day. I don't want these big admonitions against someone who calls themselves a witch helping, because people are out here dealing in demonic stuff, casting spells every day. I mean, if we want to break it down, people are casting spells every day. Okay? When you stand in a circle, focused energy on one person, turn out the lights, put something in the center, stick a torch in it and light a fire on that thing, and turn the lights down, and everybody chants something, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, and all focus on one person, and then have that person make a wish, close their eyes and blow out the candles. That is a whole goddamn spell. A spell! So I don't want to hear nobody's utterances of that somebody's going to be a witch and bind somebody. I don't want to hear that. I know there's a woman who calls herself in her free time on social media a witch. And when it came down to it, when people were hungry, she's like, let me go get these gift cards and help some people in my neighborhood, some kids that my kids go to school with. And I know that their parents are having a hard time. I'm just going to give these gift cards, let them buy their own food. Listen, you're out here doing incantations in your house. Okay? Please, let's get into it. The world, the English language was created to cast spells. Cast spells. Some of y'all talk about be careful where y'all eat food from, but guess what? You'll go to a fast food restaurant or restaurant, the waitress acting all kind of shady to you, bringing your stuff and kind of dropping your plate on the table and passing your drink and it spill out on the table a little bit, or getting funky with you in the line at the fast food. Miss, you just gotta hold on, okay? It's crowded. Don't be asking me over and over again. And y'all still take the food and eat it. If you know from whence you know, you would know you ain't supposed to eat nobody food that's prepared by negative. If somebody got negativity over your food, you're not supposed to consume that food. That is a binding and a spell. And yet y'all go back to the same restaurant over and over again and tell the story about, you see that waitress over there? She got a stink ass attitude. Every time I come here, she be doing this. And last time I was here, my man, she was all in his face, but you still there eating the food. Mind you, you don't even know who's in the kitchen. But let us be going to restaurants and look at my picture, look at my plate of food, and the ambiance in here is nice. Or let us be going out and eating. You don't know who you're eating from. You don't know who in the kitchen cooking. You think witch is a profitable job? They got 9 to 5s like everybody else, or 5 to 9s. Or let us be eating from all kind of hands. You don't know. That is why we pray before we eat. And so many people, many times I had people look at me back when I used to eat fast food, and me and my kids would sit in a fast food restaurant and hold hands and pray. People like, you be doing too much. You ain't got to pray in no fast food restaurant. Why? Ain't it for the nourishment of our body? Ain't it bless the hands that prepared this food? Where you think prayers came from before food? To remove any bind that anybody put on your food before you consume it. Do you know that if you eat food prepared by angry hands, the food will go into your body and convert, that energy converts and will make that food toxic? It could be a food you eat all the time. I ain't just talking about fast food. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about a fine dining establishment that makes caviar and filet mignon, or as some of y'all who's fake bougie call it, filet mignon, wherever. Or let us go and sit down in place and eat from people who don't wash their hands. You ever see in the kitchen area what some of these people apron look like? You think dirty, and it is a whole microbiome on the cape or on the apron. We have to be mindful, not just of that which we or who we eat from, but that which we consume. The hands by which handles the food that is being given to us. I always come bring y'all gifts of wisdom. I keep telling y'all, God don't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And I ain't trying to insult nobody. I'm just trying to let y'all know. God imbues me with this wisdom and tells me to bring it forth and share. Be mindful the next time you go somewhere to eat. and see one of them. You know how many times I've been somewhere, or we out taking care of stuff, and somebody's like, okay, well, let's stop by the little Chick-fil-A, or let's stop by the something. We got to eat, y'all. We've been out here. And then somebody at the window like, well, miss, we ain't got no more. This, I'll be like, oh, no worries, honey. Do me a favor. What's that for? Oh, your receipt. I need a refund. Let me have my money back. What? We gonna bring you your food? I just told you wait. No, honey. Save. Let me have your manager. I don't want to be redundant with you. I'll speak to someone who has the ability to affect change. Let me speak to your manager. Then the manager comes. How you doing? How can I help you? I'm like, a couple of things. So I purchased this food, came here in good faith. Look around. Quite a few restaurants I chose here of free will. Free will. Came here with good faith to give you my hard-earned money to procure some of your food to quench this hunger for the group. But your representative is disrespectful and nasty. I say it all the time. I don't consume food from somebody with a nasty attitude. I've been saying this for years. I said, so I will just require my money back, and I just need a refund. You take this, I'll hold the receipt until you give me my refund, and I just need my money back. You ain't got to act like that. No, I don't want this food under any circumstances. I simply want a refund. I've had people in the car with me like, why you gotta have an attitude? Why you gotta just let it go? It's not a big deal. I said, not a big deal for you. I don't consume food that come from a nasty hand and a nasty attitude. No way. It will turn. If you don't believe me, I told y'all, cite my sources. Never take anything I say just for my word value. Google it. Eating food prepared by an angry person or served to you by an angry person, that energy resonates into the food, will convert into toxicity and harm your body. I promise you. I promise you. Don't take my word for it. Use, what am I going to say, y'all? Zigugul. Get on that Zigugul and look it up. Don't take my word for it. I want us to be mindful in these days. Like when we were younger and the old people used to say, we in the last days. Oh, baby. Baby is them last days. Closer and closer and closer. The water that I purchased is eternal. Eternal spring water. Or you can use Saratoga, the still spring water in the blue bottles. There's a whole list. Actually, I have let me send it to K-Leg so she can send it to y'all. There's a list of waters to not consume. Majority of the waters that are commercially sold out here that everybody buys on a regular basis, all of that is city pipe water. That is city gin. That's faucet water. Let me give y'all this. I'm going to send it to K-Leg so she can post it for y'all. All these bottled waters. There's a list of the majority of bottled waters that are the top negative waters. And then there are some that are great waters for you to consume. And he goes so detailed as to tell you what the number count and mineral count or the, spring water, but you got to drink, you're right, Samara, you got to drink the right spring waters. You don't want to consume you minimize your exposure to, now it's impossible because we live in a plastic filled world. She said, my video seems small and very close. You know what? That's this new setting they have, this new aspect ratio they have on whatchamacallit. I don't know. It's letting you. Sorry. I don't know what it's this whole thing they're doing now. Okay, let's see. Okay, is that better? See, whatchamacallit, my bad. I didn't realize I looked like that. So you know what that is? StreamYard now has updated their system. So you can do a vertical broadcast or a landscape or both simultaneously. Y'all just now telling me that? I be on for almost an hour. All they're just telling me that? This is a new thing. No, it's not iPhone view. I'm on my computer. StreamYard has created something that is landscape and horizontal. It's not set to either or, it's set to both. It is a new thing. They call it Mars. Some new something. Let me tell you what it's called. I wish somebody would have been told me that. Come on, Olia, we's a family. Now y'all making me think we would all go to a restaurant and somebody, that's what you see, what y'all all they just do is somebody had a coal in their eyes, y'all would stand there and let them talk in the group and they got coal in their eyes or white stuff piling up in their mouth and y'all won't tell them. Come on, y'all. It took an hour for one of y'all to tell me that. I had no idea. Let me tell you what this thing is called. I wish I could go back to there. Okay, I see it. It's called multi-aspect ratio streaming. The acronym is MARS. Some new thing they do, and they will send landscape to some platforms and portrait to others from the same studio. It's a StreamYard. While they're trying to compete with other streaming services, they are doing all these updates, and some of them are scattered. And they say, no, this counts as 2 destination and is available for paid plans only. But listen, I didn't even want that. I didn't want these 2 things. And when you try to set up the live, like I normally set up the live, when you try to set up the live, it gave a whole red banner and wouldn't let you move forward until you pressed for it to go landscape and thing. So I guess now I know you got to change it here. That's annoying. But now I know. Anyway, I wish I didn't go for an hour without y'all telling me. We in this together, y'all. Y'all are co-producers of this show. Y'all got to let me know from the get-go. Just like when they say, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Just be like, hey, what's going on with your screen? Today is different. Come on. So how does it look now? Is it the standard landscape now? Or is it portrait? It still looks funny. Hey, or if I didn't ask, or they was gonna let me sit here like that. Come on, y'all. What really going on with all? Yeah. I don't know what. Let me look in the settings and see if they have a. I feel that, but y'all gotta tell me if it looks odd, because then this becomes a whole wasted live. Like, I mean, not wasted in regards to the words, but let's see. Child, well, if it look crazy, it just got to be a crazy version. Because I really and truly, I don't want to see. Because let's see. I honestly don't know what to say. StreamYard is trying to do some stuff. Yeah, the blurriness, I get it. I don't know. I said it's like a Vaseline lens or something. Looked like a 1985 soap opera lens. Just giving y'all some Erica Kane. What y'all know about that Erica Kane soap opera? Is that a little better? That looks a little better. I can see the chat. I'm sorry. What did y'all say? I wasn't looking for a second. I can see the chat, Luna. What did you say? Let's see. The video was fine for you? Okay. Is it still as blurry? Yeah, that's weird. Listen, thank you for saying that, Nicole Ann. And guess what? Listen, y'all know the hackation is upon us. Y'all know how this hackation do me. And that's not what I want. I don't want the two videos. But StreamYard has decided that they were going to do all kind of bacchanal. Let's see. It's not even showing me. Okay, hold on. Gosh. You're in dual acid mode. Use the 3-dot menu to customize how you look. Where's the 3-dot menu? Sade is trying to work my nerve, honey. 3-dot menu. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know, because the way I was using it, the thing was fine all the while, and now it's a bacchanal. So my brain waves don't have time for this. I don't know why it insists that it's in 2 ways instead of the regular one way it'd been ever since I had this channel. So, at this point, I know. I guess that means let me call it a dub and bring an end to this live. I wanted to do a short anyway. But in conclusion, if you're watching this video and it looks wonky, the wonkiness is because StreamYard has created something new. And without explicitly explaining it, it's wonky. It's doing a dual thing. I guess some people have been complaining they were not able to stream portrait and it was only landscape. And so they decided to do some upgrade, but for some reason it's coming out portrait and landscape for some people's stuff, just landscape for some people's stuff, just portrait. I don't know. I'm going to do some research. I haven't been here for a while. My fault. Well, no, not my fault. I will take ownership of it. I take ownership of it, but my father, God, said, peace be still. So I had to peace be still. But yeah, so yeah, you know what? What up, Keisha? Here's the deal. Keisha said this is not fair to you. Always some BS. Indeed, but guess what? God never promised us fair. He never promised me fair. I know this walk I walk. I know this life I live. I know this vessel he's called me to be. It ain't never been easy. It don't come with fair, easy, none of that. None of mine do. It has never. So a challenge only makes me want to be better, makes me go hard, figure it out, and be better. So no, it's not even a beta testing. They literally have forecasted this. They got a whole production when you come sign back onto StreamYard and everything. And it is rolled out in play called Mars. Well, the acronym is Mars. And like I said, that acronym stands for, y'all can look it up. It stands for, where's the thing? Multi-aspect ratio streaming. So by all means, look it up. Perhaps one of you guys can figure it out. Send me a message in the comments, and I will implore that. Getting started with multi-aspect ratio streaming, aka Mars. I will read through this thing. I don't know why they have to come and make it hard. The thing was fine before. Why do they have to come and make it difficult? But such is life. Either way, in conclusion, always be your best self. Do not fall for the okie doke that's going on. Learn to pass the test. God is giving us a series of tests. And based on how you navigate those tests and how you emerge from those tests, it will determine whether you move forward to the next stage of life or if you are going to be stuck. Because I'm telling you, people are getting called out. That's why these pastors are livid. What a brilliant social. I wish I would have thought of that. What a brilliant social experiment. And it is calling these folks out. I keep telling y'all, everybody who smiles in your face ain't your friend. And everybody who speaks to you with a raised tone, passionate, seems a little upset, yells at you maybe, or harsh, is not your enemy. Listen for understanding and not to respond. Because somebody could be giving you the blessing of all blessings in a harsh tone, and you will bypass it because you're looking to respond. You can't wait so you can say your thing. It says, Keisha said, K-Lake, she can't open the link for the drinking water. She'll just write it down. Not exactly sure why. But don't forget to hit the likes, guys. As always, I'm going to record a bunch of videos too so I could catch up on some of these topics that we did not discuss. Jamaica, the stamps thing, what's going on with these cowards, the Democrats. The Democrats, anybody who's in New York, when those midterm elections come out, first of all, congratulations on your new mayor, Mandani. Congratulations. I think this is going to be huge. We are in the precipice of a whole turnaround. I don't know if a lot of you guys saw on election night when they showed the video footage of LA when they announced that Mandani won. They celebrated for New York so much you could tell it was pure jubilation. My God. We are in a different world, a different time. You know what instantly came to my heart? I said, Biggie and Tupac is somewhere looking down and proud of this manufactured fake East Coast, West Coast garbage that was created that took a lot of people out. A lot of people. It was the precipice of the changing of the guard of hip hop and the turning of the tide that created hip hop to be such a dastardly thing. And it's not like we didn't have gangster rap, but baby, it was after this whole creation of East Coast, West Coast and all that stuff, the loss of Biggie and Tupac, then I was the end of the millennium thing. I closed out the millennium. They tried to take me out at the end of the millennium. Remember, a new millennium was happening. We were changing to the year 2000. A lot of people don't make it. I was going to be the epitome of sacrifices for them. Had I perished in that. That's probably why he can't get right and his life ain't going right. Because he tried to take out God's vessel and he failed. At the end of a millennia, 100-year cycle, I was December 27th, 1999. We was leaving a whole millennia. And they tried to steal one of God's thoroughbred, real vessels. His life ain't been right since. Ain't nothing good. Look, ain't nothing good gonna come to you till you do right by me. I ain't gonna say it again. It's a lot of y'all out there still too. Don't think I don't know. Ain't nothing good gonna come to you till you do right by me. Okay? It's a lot of y'all out there. Don't think I don't know. And I was not, Sophia, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Let me say something. I had a talk with K-Leg about some stuff. And the person may very well be watching, and I believe they've been watching all along. Iris, the city college people, that was in the beginning of the 90s. That was 91. That was the end of a 100-year cycle. And no disrespect to them. They deserve to be here too. But I had someone who was formerly connected to this channel. I said I wasn't going to mention it, but God just told me mention it. Call me in the middle of the night. Now, like 3 a.m, 2-something, 3 a.m. And literally, K-Leg is in the house. She can tell you. You know, sometimes I think people think that I come here and I tell y'all stuff and y'all think it's hyperbole. When I tell you, this life I live ain't for the weak at heart. It ain't for the faint at heart. It is not for, listen here. I had someone call me that was formerly connected to this channel almost 3 o'clock in the morning. screaming, cursing me out, calling me everything but a child of God, telling me that they were going to unalive, they were going to be unalive that night, and that they were surrounded around 8 cops. And I could hear people in the back, sirens and people yelling. And first of all, I was startled because I was asleep. But anybody that calls my phone, I'm going to answer because I have children out in the street and I want to make sure I'm available to not only my children, but my family, my friends, my tribe, my whatever. If I am always been that righteous person, if my people are in need, you could call me. I'm going to answer. That's just who I am. Curse me out and call me everything but a child of God. And telling me that they were about to be unalived. They were encircled by 8 cops, according to them. Now I could hear the sirens and everything in the background. And I could hear the screaming voices. Very, very frantic and angry. And they seem to be carrying rage against me and even called out, "You supposed to be a woman of God." Now you would think I did something to this person. I have not done anything to this person. I've been nothing but nice and compassionate. And guess what? Sometimes we don't have our peripheral vision on well, but I'm telling you, I've done nothing negative to this person. Even so much so that even though they called me and cursed me out, and then banged the phone down on me, I immediately picked up the phone and called right back. Because first of all, if you think that you're about to leave this earth and meet your maker, and the person that comes to your mind is me, and you're carrying rage, anger, joy, anything, and I am a person that comes to your spirit in a moment where you feel like you're going to meet your maker, then there's something there. God made you pass by. And I've told y'all this before. When people are going to pass away, they pass by me. They pass by my life for some reason. I don't know. Now, is this person passed away? I don't know. I've tried to find out information. I could not find anything. I said I was never going to talk about it. If God didn't just tell me to say it, I wouldn't have said it. I called back. The person said, "What the F do you want?" I could hear people yelling. But my thing is, if you are in a defining moment in your life where you believe that you will no longer exist, and the first thing that you think is Natanya, then God wants me there for a reason. God wants me there. And so I made sure that I called back. The person said, "What the F do you want? You effing bleep, 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 bleep." And I was like, "Are you?" First, I didn't know who it was at first, honestly. You know, I'll be putting on my readers. I was groggy in the middle of the night. I tried to look at that phone. I couldn't see what that name said. I did not know who it was, honestly. I'm not even trying to be facetious. It didn't matter who it was. It didn't matter who it was because I was going to answer anyway. But so help me God. I was like, if I'm about, you know how they say your life flashes before your eyes? What impact did I have in this person's life that at the moment where they thought they were leaving the earth, they needed to call me? You know what I did? Even though the person was not pleasant to me, I don't deal with superficial stuff. I prayed for them. I prayed and she banged the phone down on me again when I called back to see, "Are you okay? Who is this? What's going on? What are you talking about? What's going on?" Trying to get my bearings and my wits about me and understand what was taking place. I still prayed for her because here's the deal. I keep telling y'all, 5 stages of grief. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Anger, bargaining, acceptance, depression. I forget the next one. You can look it up. The 5 stages of grief, formerly known and also known as the 5 stages of, or the 5 stages of death and dying, but revised, the 5 stages of grief. Grief by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. I every time something comes out of somebody's mouth and it sounds like rage or hate or anger, it doesn't necessarily mean that's what it is. Remember what that song said? Thank you. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Everybody doesn't get to all. Some people get stuck at anger and they never pass. And they're not necessarily in the proper order, whatever, but you understand, this is how it goes. There's nothing for me to meet. Like people say, I'm going to keep your same energy. I'm going to meet your enemy. Nah. In that time, if something comes out of somebody's word that makes them, for whatever reason, think that they are going to meet their maker. And in that moment, when that person is a mother, that person has family, is a sister, a daughter, a this, that, the other. And in that moment where they feel like they are leaving this earthly realm, they decide to call me. God has called me to do something. God has called me to be something in that moment. And I was not going to meet that person with anger. There was nothing to be gained. What is the redemptive benefit of meeting them with anger? They're already angry. What do I gain by meeting them with anger? Do you think I want to face God and he say to me, oh, there was that time where that person was about to be unalived and they called you? And even though they were full of rage and anger, they told you they were about to leave this earth and you cursed them out. How can I stand before God and have to make an account for that? You think that's what I want in my conscience? That is the epitome of hurt. Remember, it's a thin line between love and hate. If you claim that you hate me and you're angry, the thin line, hate, sometimes the origin is pain and love, albeit misguided. I had nothing to gain by meeting her anger with more anger. Not the least of which is 3:00 is the witching hour. I don't know what kind of demon was upon her or whatever was trying to take hold of her or was trying to take hold of me. I wasn't failing that test. And it wasn't even like I was like, this is a test. No, I was asleep. The phone startled the daylights out of me. I jumped up looking for the phone. Yeah, I saw past all of that. You're right, Keisha. I saw past all of it. I'm not going to meet somebody's, see, Martha put it up. Kubler-Ross model, 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. She could have been in one of the stages. She could have been in multiple stages. She could have been in denial, anger, depression, and acceptance because she called me. If I was posed with a situation like that, I'd want to talk to my children. If I felt like I was leaving, I'd want to talk to my mom. I'd want to talk to somebody. What impact did I have in her life that I came to her spirit? I mean, these are the type of things that have had me in deep contemplation. And guess what? I don't hate her. I don't have not one drop of malice towards her. Really, I pray for her and I feel compassion, because what was it that impacted her so much that made her? I haven't heard from this person or interacted with this person in at least, I feel like it was 8, maybe 9 months. So what are you holding on to such a degree I could be wrong about the time, but I think it's about that time. Well, what impacted you so greatly that even if you just needed to vent, because she could have very well called and been like, I'm angry and I need to vent and I don't know who else to talk to. And I feel like I need to talk to you or I want to vent on you. I would have been around to listen. I don't have a problem with that. I tell y'all all the time. I ask people, do you have your listening ears on or your venting ears? Sometimes I don't ask at all because based on how they present the conversation to you, you know which ears they have on. It's never my intention to exacerbate anybody's pain, especially in that moment, especially if she was going to meet her maker. She didn't need anybody um, cursing her out. She didn't need anybody making whatever pain she was enduring more intensified. I had nothing to gain by adding to her pain. I empathize and I feel for her. And I'm just asking God, who am I that who am I that the impact of our interaction is so, you know, intensified for her? Who am I? Why? So, excuse me for that. I was like I said, I wasn't gonna mention it, but God told me to mention it. So y'all pray for our nerd herd family. I'm not gonna divulge the person's name because I don't need to betray their privacy. There's nothing to be gained by that. But pray for each other, guys. And I hope that that's what you do. I hope we are all praying for each other. Pray for the world. Pray for the world. Even those who seem to be motivated by evil and malice and nastiness, pray that that a chasm is open in their heart and that they, you know, whatever hurt that they're enduring, because hurt people hurt people. And if somebody's hurting, oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Thank you for Sean. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Luna. I appreciate that. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you, Margie. Absolutely. Listen, this thing I have, this thing I carry, this gift. Some people might call it a curse. I don't call it a curse, but this thing of mine, this gift, it is absolutely and unequivocally not for the faint at heart. It's not for the weak at heart. It's not for the faint at heart. And I prayed that she was able to find respite from that grief or pain she was enduring, and that God would um, deliver her from what she was dealing with, and keep her. I didn't even, God's will be done, but I didn't even want her to pass away. I prayed that whatever was happening, that God would put his hand and stop it and slow it down and not take her life and give her redemption. Give her recompense from whatever that situation was. I didn't want her to. I wish I could find out how she doing, but apparently she's blocked me. So, uh, Sophia said, "I feel as though all these years they've been trying to program anger first into everyone. I do care for me." I mean, it does make sense. It makes sense. I think they are. And I know as it pertains to me because I see, comments and people come into the chat and then people DM me and people email me. And shout out to a whole bunch of people that message me. I get your emails and everything. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. I really just do want y'all to know that I do love y'all. Um, I should have had the comments on the see, this is another thing they did. For the comments, they've made it you could have regular size, tall, or wide. Or you could have tall with small, medium, or big font. So these are some of the things that they did. I will do maybe regular with big font or tall with big font. What's better? Or wide with big font No, that's too far into my face. Like they've tried to do lots of things. They're trying to make improvements. God bless them. I appreciate them. But yeah, there you go, Luna. You done wrapped it up with a neat bow. Trigger, traumatize, and monetize. That's exactly what they've tried to do to us. I won't fall victim to it because I serve an almighty on-time God. I serve a father who has, it's like the old prayer footprints said a woman was walking on the beach and she was talking with God. And she said, Father God, in my times of struggle and need, you said you would never forsake me. And there were two set of feet print in the sand. She said, you would never forsake me. You would never abandon me. You would always be there for me. But yet, this time when I was walking in the sand, and listen, I'm not saying it exactly how it is. She said, this time when I was walking in the sand, I only saw one set of footprints. You said you would never leave me. Why would you leave me in the time that I needed you the most? I'm paraphrasing. And the Most High said, in the times where you only saw one set of footprints, I didn't abandon you, my child. I was carrying you. Child, when I tell you, Father God be carrying me all the time. And we have two sets of footprints. And even when there's two sets of footprints, he be still carrying me or holding my hand. I never feel outside of God. I never feel outside of the presence of God. In fact, I pray on that. I tell you, I pray for my whole family every day. And I never feel outside of the presence of God. And I won't, because so help me God. I'm always going to make sure I give all honor and glory to my Father God. I'm going to give all honor and glory to God because I already learned a long time ago. But for the grace of God, there go I. I ain't trying to play this game without God. That's like playing with the deck stacked against you. For what? I done been there, done that, got all kinds of t-shirts. I don't need to do that. So, I'm going to call it an end now, guys, because I was only going to make it short. And, I hit my head yesterday. I was putting Kobe in the back of the car. Sometimes I let him ride in the back seat, but then he'd be sliding forward and stuff. So I put him in the back of my SUV because it's a flat surface and he could just chill. His bed back there, I could put his food bowls and he can chill. He can look over the seat in the front if he wants, look out the back window, sides, whatever. If you want to lay down, he lays down and he's not sliding. It feels like it's just more respectful to him and a better way to transport him. So I was leaving my sister's house, putting him in everything. I'd already packed my car, putting him in the back. And you know how you lift the hatch lift for the back? I lifted it and it always just stays up. And I bend down and I pick up Kobe and I go to put him and it slams into my head right here. And boy, oh boy, I love you guys. I love you guys. It slams into my head and when I tell you, it rang my bell. It startled the mess out of me. And anybody that knows me knows I don't play about my head because I can't take head injuries. I cannot take any type of head injuries, but I know I'm the type of person, I don't get mad at stuff like that. Now, it did hurt and it rang my bell, but God was trying to get my attention for something. Like maybe don't take things for granted. Like they say, measure twice and cut once. I need to not assume that because it always has gone up and stayed up that it will continue to do so. I need to be every single thing I do and every single interaction I have, I need to in each single interaction start fresh on everyone. So I need to push it up and press it and make sure it's up and acknowledge that it's up, okay, before I just take into consideration or take for granted that it's going to be up. It means take nothing for granted. So, oh, thank you, Luna. I appreciate that, baby. Thank you so much, Auntie, baby. Thank you. I love all of y'all. Let me see some of these. Oh, I love y'all so much, all of y'all. What happened, K-Leg? Yeah, New Veil is definitely being listed, and he needs my eyes wide open. You're in. Thank you, Sophia. How you doing, baby girl? How you been? Good. Thank you, Auntie Baby. I appreciate y'all. You're not seeing Luna or Sophia? Why? They're here. What's this little? Oh, Lord God. There's so many changes on this thing. Can you not see them? Why can't you see them? Let me see. Well, that's not a scene. I don't know. No. What just happened? I'm sorry, Sophia. I think I deleted one of your comments by accident. I certainly didn't mean to do that. You can't see K-Leg? Why? I wonder why. I deleted one of your comments by, oh no, I brought it back. Yes, they should add time to his sentence. He absolutely deserves that, human nature. You can't see her? Why? Listen. That the hackation be upon us. You don't see K-Leg? I wonder why. Girl, I gotta go through this thing and we'll try and make sure. I don't know. Not exactly. I'm not sure why. We'll figure it out though. I wonder why I hear so much police siren outside. It sounds like it's a little at a distance. I never hear that, so it's definitely standing out. I wonder what's going on. Let me look on the Nextdoor app. I'm surprised they ain't put nothing up by now. Cause honey, the Nextdoor app, put something up like, anybody hear those sirens? What's going on? It's on such and such street. All right, well, guys, I love you. Y'all know what I always say. Royal Jenkins said, Natanya, when the incident happened, could you sneeze or blow your nose? What do you mean? What incident? When I got shot? Is that what you mean? Or when I got hit in the head the other day? Did somebody say they're freezing the comments? They're freezing comments. Who's Royal Jenkins? I'm not familiar with this name. Any particular reason why you're asking, Royal Jenkins? Human nature. When I was putting my dog in the back of the car, when I lifted the back window hatch thing, it came down and hit me in my head. Why are you asking, Royal? Hey, LA Chic, how you doing, my love? I don't know why you can't see K-Leg. That's bizarre to me. I have no idea. I need to look into why, because Royal, come now. Why do you ask that question? What's the basis of your question? And I hear you, Sophia. Don't get quiet now. What's the basis of your question? The same thing happened to Dr. King in 1957 when he got stabbed in New York. What? I don't understand. Am I thrown off or something? I can't really. What are you doing, Colby? I'm not really sure the origins of this, but I can't contemplate on any of that. I have to just exist from. It wasn't an either or thing. It was. I've said ad nauseum. At any point, you can look back throughout my old videos, and by all means, guys, anybody who's not sure of anything I've said, take a look back at my other videos and go through and watch them again. You'll see a lot of these. You'll see a lot of these answers. But like I've said in the past, when I was shot, I was spewing blood all over the place. It was spraying everywhere. So the act of sneezing or coughing or any of that stuff, God didn't see fit to make that a thing for me. I don't recall sneezing or coughing. I don't even think that was a thing for me. But I don't know. I'm not exactly sure why you're asking, but I've said time immemorial ad nauseum that I was spraying blood, and that blood was everywhere because you could see my footprints. Well, you could see everybody's footprints in my blood going 50 million directions. So I thought I made that clear. So I don't really want to, I'm sure, in my opinion, shout out to LA Chic for the super chat. Blessings to all, my love. Thank you so much, my love. Member for 11 months. Hey. Thank you so much, baby. Listen. Shout out to Margie, member for 6 months and longer than that. I know you had to resubscribe. Hey, my love. Love you, Natanya. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you, my love. I love all of y'all. I don't know what the origin of the question was or why it happened. I don't mind y'all asking me things. I don't have a problem with that. But I just always hope that, ultimately I would never even think to tell somebody what to do, how to do it, whatever. I can make suggestions that can be beneficial to your life. But, yeah, that's what I say, Samara. I pray that no one was being funny with that question. Shout out to LA Cheek for the super chat. Praying hands, heart, praying hands. I love you, my baby. Thank you so much. I pray that it wasn't an attempt to be facetious as well. Yep. Sophia said the first comment tells you what you need to know. I agree. It's okay, Royal. You didn't mean to bring it back up. That's fine. I know people get inquisitive. If you ever have a question about anything I've ever said, there is a whole podcast playlist. There's the live playlist. There's the, recorded video playlist. There's the all kind of playlists. You can see K-Leg. Yay. You can look back on any time. Oh, now they can see you. Good. Feel free to look back at any of the old videos and just take them in. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. 1999. Thank you so much, my love. By all means, make sure you guys send some love to the headmaster, Miss K-Leg herself, at $KAYLIGG. And I want to also, I'll talk about that at another time, but I want us to be mindful in how we present ourselves to the world. Like I said, we used to say in New York and Brooklyn, don't talk about it, be about it. If you are about that compassionate care for your fellow man, shout out to Lisa Bruno, member for 7 months. Love you too, my love. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. Love you, Natanya and Nerd Herd. How's your friend, Lisa? Give her our love as well. I want y'all to make sure that you are being compassionate to your fellow man. Hey, Nick's Mountain Goat Productions. How you doing, baby? I know. Child, these folks then, StreamYard created that Mars thing, multi-aspect ratio, yada, yada, sis, boom, bah. I don't know, child. I got to read through it and figure it out. I'm not exactly sure why it's presenting me like this, but, and that reminded me, I did say about 15, 20 minutes ago that I was going to end the live, but I'm going to end it now. This will just be one of those videos and it'll give them something to talk about. Guys, I love you all. But like I was saying, to complete my sentence, make sure that you are, yeah, I do have videos. Make sure that you guys are being a blessing to someone. If there's a kid in your class, your child's class, and your kids have come home and been like, oh, such and such's hair is not really done, or her clothes are messy, or too short or something, just have compassion. If you got $40 to spare, go buy one of those Aldi's $40 gift cards and a nice little card. And when you pick your kid up from school that day, whether they get picked up or something like that, if they're in the community, be a blessing. If there's a neighbor on the block, if there's an old lady or old man on the block, they live alone, you don't really see family come through, be a blessing. Do something nice for them. Even if it's not a $40 gift card, even if you make 2 Thanksgiving dinners and you prepare a whole Thanksgiving dinner for them. I'm not saying make a whole turkey, but make a portion if you have separate containers, and just make a portion that they could take those whole things. You don't understand what a blessing you could be to that family, to let them know. Or if you know the neighbor and y'all are, hospitable with each other and you talk and you don't really see family come along, invite them over. Now your family, your people's in there might be a little wild. So maybe do a little Friendsgiving or a little Thanksgiving the day before with them. Whatever. Margie said, we just left a homeless couple with a camper. Beautiful. Let's be compassionate in this. I mean, always, but most definitely in this season. And it's not that we have to have a one holiday to designate us being kind to each other. But what it is what the people who set out to do negative. Shout out to Nick's Mountain Goat. What is that? Gifted memberships? Oh, you're a new member? I know you was a member before. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's highlight. Thank you for becoming a member, joining the family. You know what we always say? To be a member of the family, you got to hear the official. Let me hold $1. Now you're an official cousin. You're an official Nerd Herd cousin. And we love you. But let's make sure that we show up, whatever. It doesn't mean you have to. If you don't have 40 to spare, that's fine. $20 will make a difference. To a family in need, it would make a difference. Just be compassionate, be considerate. And listen, guys, they out here trying to hustle us. I'm gonna do a short video on my own. It might not be live, but I'm gonna do a recorded video about this whole, now all these Black Santa Clauses are in the store. They hustling us because they know we canceling Christmas. Guys, the only way to stick it to the man who's willing to stick it to you, the amount of people who did not get their food stamp benefits. And see, there's this, I've said it once, I said it again. There's a notion that food stamps are just for Black people. Let me just get this thing straight right here. For all y'all MAGAs that be watching my channel, sitting up waiting. I see y'all in the comments, sitting up waiting for me to say something so y'all can pounce. Let me tell you the number one reason that welfare, food stamps, public assistance, EBT, whatever you wasn't call it, was not created for Black people. If there was a program created for the specific purposes of helping Black people so they can eat, it wouldn't exist. So let's get that bloop right there. Public assistance, welfare, food stamps, the whole temporary assistance to needy family, that whole thing was created for white people. Veterans, white people post, the Depression to help people get back on their feet. It wasn't created for us. Let me just say another thing. For those who can't get right, ain't clear, hey, Zalora, who don't understand. While the Great Depression was taking place in America, the Harlem Renaissance was taking place at the same time. So while people was in most sections of the United States starving, Harlem was popping. Let me just say that. I'm just saying that. Black people going to land on their feet. Guess why? Because wasn't nobody coming to save us forever. So we always had to make $1 out of 15 cents. And we always had to figure it out. And I ain't sending no disrespect to nobody. I'm just making something plain. I'm making something plain. So for all those people who voted for a oppressive colonizer regime because they thought they were going to upset the apple cart and injure one group of people, the joke was on you. The largest number of people on public assistance are white people. Those red states, those people who are not heavily educated, or the seniors, the elderly, the children who would be displaced, why would you vote to displace the least of these? Bible says once a man, twice a child. There's no reason you get to the age of senior, of maturity, of wisdom, of retirement, and you should be able to starve because someone thinks you're not worthy or not deserving. That's what it is. People don't look at the full face of something. They believe the hype. Stop believing the hype. Because I'm going to tell you what, if they never let a food stamp go, people will figure it out. Black people are going to figure it out. I'm telling you. We done had to make $1 out of 15 cents forever and a day. I don't wish that kind of disparity, disrespect, and malevolence on anybody. No parent should have to look at their child and be like, there are people who don't want you to eat, so I don't have anything to feed you. No one. Everybody be a blessing to someone. If you see the old lady on your block and she lives alone in the block, take her garbage can out for her. Just take her garbage can to the curb for her. Just be like, hey, Miss So-and-so, I don't mind grabbing your garbage can, or make your kids get the garbage can. Make them take her garbage can out and put it back in. Minimize her life so that's one thing you take off her plate or his plate, and they don't have to do that. Be kind. You go out, you see some flowers, buy a bundle of flowers, leave one on their doorstep. A bushel of flowers will make a difference. The flowers in the vase is already going to amp up the price even more. Stop at the thrift store, get one of those vases off the shelf for $1. Clean it real quick. Put your flowers in it and set them on the doorstep. Just consider the least of these. And just because somebody comes at you spewing venom, and especially if it's somebody that you've interacted with in some capacity and they're coming at you spewing venom, this, that, the other, anger and all that stuff, don't be so quick to just bounce back and yell at them and say mean things and meet them and match their energy. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what's a test. You don't know. Be mindful. You could be entertaining God or angels or Yeshua himself. You never know who you're entertaining. Proceed with caution. Listen, sir, I've had enough of you. Move on, way. Okay, yeah, I do too much. No, give me. All right, guys, that's my time. Here, take this. This is for you. Mommy took an extra treat for you. Scram. I love you guys. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Tomorrow, please God, I will see you all there. Everyone sleep well. Be kind. Tell your loved ones you love them. If you haven't talked to a family member in a while, pick up the phone and tell them you love them. A text won't do. Pick up the phone and be like, hey, I know we haven't talked in a while. I just wanted to tell you I love you. Shout out to my nosebleeds. Shout out to the people in the bushes. Shout out to all of those who love us and rock with us. And may Sean, Puffy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Combs, wanna be loved but ain't no love, criminal-minded, you've been blinded. May you get the life you deserve behind those bars. That's dope, Margie. Margie says she bought hats and gloves and hand warmers to hand out to the homeless. Shout out to you. I've been doing stuff like that for years, and I'm proud of you. Let's all do something like that. You can order in bulk, get it from Temu, get it from the TikTok shop, wherever you can buy it bulk for the low, and get it out there to people. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Be sure to like, share this video, tell a friend or 2 or 10. On behalf of myself, the entire Nerd Herd, and the headmaster, K-Leg, peace.